What's up, guys? This is Bobby Douglas. Welcome to another video. It is Wednesday, February 2nd, and today I woke up at 7 in the morning and got an email saying that I had a snow day. So while most people were probably out in the snow, they're sledding, throwing snowballs at each other, whatever, I was scouring through Twitter to find a $15 build a roster thing for college basketball. You guys have seen these before, whether it's for NBA, NFL, snacks, TV shows, whatever it is. So I found a college basketball one, and the goal of this one is to create a 5-man lineup featuring the best college basketball players from the 2010s. So this is from 2011 through 2020. You have $15 to build a roster of 5 players. And let's go. I think there's going to be a lot of different opinions on this, so if you have any disagreements with me, feel free to leave your roster down below. And let's get into my best of the 2010s college basketball team. So this is the list from which I have to choose. You can see this is by, I think, Fundamentally Sound. I think it's a Barstool college basketball podcast. This is from March 2020, so this is right after the NCAA tournament got canceled and all that stuff. So my guess is that people were trying to fill the void of the NCAA tournament doing stuff like this, and I just happened to find it today and I figured it would be interesting. So basically this list is divided into guards, wings, and centers. It doesn't really look like I need to pick a certain amount of each, so I can just kind of do whatever I want here, which is nice. So let's get into it. My first pick is going to be Kemba Walker for $5, so I'm down to $9 after this. Listen, Kemba Walker, probably the most impressive individual tournament run that I've ever seen in my life. Probably not the most accomplished tournament player just because there are guys like Christian Laettner who were there forever, but in terms of one season, I think it's hard to find somebody who had a better individual tournament than Kemba Walker. This UConn team was undefeated in tournament play. They won the Maui Invitational. They won the Big East tournament. They ended up winning the NCAA tournament. So I get a championship-level player here. He averaged 23.5 points, 4.5 assists, and 5 rebounds a game. He only shot 33% from 3, but again, the volume that he had to shoot at was pretty much unparalleled in college basketball that year. But in Kemba Walker, I get a guy who can dissect defenses off the bounce, elite quickness, pesty defender, although limited in that respect, smart player, electric scorer, and just capable of leading a team to the ultimate promised land. So to start this roster, I am getting Kemba Walker at $5. Okay, so Kemba Walker off the board. My next pick is going to be another guard, and this is going to be Jalen Brunson from Villanova at $4. So that means I have $6 to work with following this. But Jalen Brunson, one of my favorite college basketball players of all time, 2-time national champion, national player of the year in 2018. As a junior, he averaged around 19 points, 4.5 assists, and 3 rebounds per game while knocking down close to 41% of his threes. The pure leader of that Villanova team. That team was so much fun to watch. Probably a top 3 team in the last 10 years in college basketball, and Brunson was kind of the catalyst behind it. Certainly had some help, but Brunson was really the guy. He could shoot from 3. He kind of brought back the post-up for a guard, was always steady, always under control, never rattled. And with a guy like Kemba Walker, who's super quick, super dynamic, it's cool to have Jalen Brunson next to him as more of a pace-oriented guard, someone who won't get sped up. And yeah, I got Jalen Brunson and Kemba Walker in my backcourt. That's a national championship backcourt, if you ask me. But I do have to pay quite a bit for them. So I have $6 left for the remaining 3 players on this list. Okay, next up, this is where I start getting some value. I'm going to go with another guard, and it's going to be Victor Oladipo from Indiana, getting him at $1, which is huge. 3 years at Indiana, one of the best defenders in the Big Ten at his time. He was Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year in 2013, 2-time Big Ten All-Defense. Consensus All-American as a junior. His junior year, he averaged around 13.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals. He's only 6'5", but he's extremely versatile, extremely fluid. He can guard up on this team, especially with a smaller backcourt. And he also showed some real ball skills late in his college career that ultimately led to him being the number 2 overall pick in 2013. He'll be my defensive stopper. He's going to be the guy who defends the opposing team's best guard, just super switchable, super fluid, can knock down threes. People forget he shot 44% from 3 as a junior at Indiana. And remember, recently it feels like the best college teams have a trio of guards that kind of carry the load. You can look at last year's Baylor team with Butler, Mitchell, and Teague. Villanova in 2018 had Phil Booth, Jalen Brunson, and Dante DiVincenzo. Just a lot of examples where multiple guards is never a bad thing, especially in the tournament. I've been on record saying this before, that guards are the most important position in March Madness. And so I think having Victor Oladipo as a guy who can defend above his weight while also providing some ball skills to go along with Kemba Walker and Jalen Brunson is going to be a really, really difficult thing for an opposing team to handle. And so Victor Oladipo will complete my trio of guards, and he gets on my all-decade team. Okay, now I'm looking at the wings category, and this guy really isn't a wing per se. He's more of a forward, but I'm taking Draymond Green for $3 here. Draymond Green, 4-year player at Michigan State, has his jersey retired by Michigan State, I believe. He was a Big Ten Player of the Year back in 2012, Big Ten All-Defensive, so he pairs well with Victor Oladipo in that regard. He just really was a do-everything guy for Michigan State, especially later on in his career. As a junior, he was averaging around 12.5 points and 4 assists per game, along with 8 rebounds. And then as a senior, he upped his production, 16 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 4 assists per game to go along with 1.5 steals and about a block a game. He did turn the ball over a little bit, but I don't think the ball will be in his hands enough on this roster for that to really be an issue. He did shoot 38% from 3 his senior year, which I think is super impressive. So right now I have 4 guys on my team who can shoot the long ball. And again, with Oladipo and Draymond Green, good luck scoring on us from the perimeter. Those 2 guys are about as locked down as you could have gotten in the last 10 years in college basketball. Draymond Green, we've seen in the NBA with the Warriors, his intelligence on the floor, his pick and roll playmaking as the roller, I think would really come into handy here. Sees the floor extremely well, and again, he'll keep the ball moving. He knows how to play within a system and within a role, so I don't need him to be a 16-point-a-game guy. He can be a 7-point-a-game guy and still get the job done for us. So Draymond Green, I think, is an awesome play connector here. And again, I just think his versatility on both ends really opens up a lot of possibilities for me with my game plan, so I like that. So we will take Draymond Green for $3, and that means we have $2 left to get a big guy. I decided I'm not going super small here. I'm going to take a center, and that's going to be Caleb Swanigan. Is he a center? Is he a forward? I don't really know. But in this situation, he will be my center. Caleb Swanigan, one of the best big men in Purdue history. And there have been plenty of Purdue big men that have been really good. But Swanigan, 2017 Big Ten Player of the Year. His sophomore year, he averaged 18.5 points and 12.5 rebounds. And also 3 assists. So again, he does show that high-level playmaking from the center position, even though he did average around 3.5 turnovers per game. Very efficient, all 3 levels. From 2-point range, he was around 55%. From 3-point range, 45%. Free throw, 78%. So I can trust him to put the ball in the basket. 6'9", 260 in college. He can move guys around well, and he can also use that strength to finish through contact, which I really like. 12.5 rebounds per game as a sophomore is what really sticks out to me. So between him and Draymond, I'm getting close to 23 boards a game, which I really like. And again, he's not the best rim protector, not the most athletic at the 5 position, but I do think he does enough defensively to hold his own here. And also, with wing defenders like Oladipo and Draymond Green, our rim protection doesn't need to be as good where I would have to take somebody like Anthony Davis for $5. I can kind of survive with Swanigan being our guy down low. So yeah, I like the shooting, I like the overall scoring package, and I think the defense is passable. And those are my 5. So we got Kemba Walker, Jalen Brunson, Victor Oladipo, Draymond Green, and Caleb Swanigan. Among the 5 of them, I have 4 Final Fours and 3 national championships. All 3 of those coming from my backcourt, which I really like. I love experienced backcourts. Victor Oladipo and Draymond Green, my switchable wing defenders who can score pretty easily as well and knock down to 3. And then Caleb Swanigan in the middle. If nothing's really going our way from the perimeter, we can just dump it inside to him and let him go to work. We can run pick and roll with anybody on this team. Draymond Green can be great in the short roll. Caleb Swanigan can be a pick and pop big. Kemba Walker can just beat guys off the dribble. Jalen Brunson, with his smart, savvy play, can slow things down if we ever get into trouble. And Victor Oladipo is kind of our X factor here offensively because he's probably the most athletic of my starting 5, and he can definitely make those hustle and momentum plays that every tournament team needs. So I'm rolling with this 5. It only cost me $14, which is kind of cool. So I had $1 left over. Where do I spend that dollar? Maybe I go get a 6th man. Maybe I get like Frank Mason, who's not on here for some reason. But again, it's a starting 5, and I'm rolling with this one. Let me know what you think of this starting 5. I love these kind of videos because there are so many different combinations that you could come up with. I asked one of my friends to do this, and he came up with a totally different list. So please, if you have any disagreements, let me know. Give me your starting 5 of the 2010s, and we'll see. So thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.